Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We're the ground crew here, the Ashtar Command, right? The Andromeda here, the Ascension portal, okay, helping humanity with the transition to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, soul connection, consciousness expansion, living in peace, harmony, unity, Christos Sophia consciousness. So, and we're the Galactics here, the Galactic Warriors, and we came here to make the change. And we are the System Busters, also Renegades, so we do things differently. And we came here to bring the divine order back online, the cosmic sovereign law, right? And we're now aligned with the law of one, natural laws, universal laws. Very important to align yourself with all that. Those who are choosing ascension, consciousness expansion, soul connection, guys, so important to now really feel that connection with the divine inside of your heart. That's how you know your ascension is guaranteed. And whether in the invisible world, not invisible world, here we're talking about also about the physical ascension. As our DNA is changing, we're getting lighter and lighter. Those who are doing yoga, meditation, diet, drinking distilled water, right, superfoods, so listening to solfeggio tones. We have the 12D shielding, we have the 5D protocol from Telos, all this inner connection to your star family, your galactic family, remembering who you truly are. And these energies, guys, are here, right? The ascension energies, the gamma ray frequencies, of course, it's coming with symptoms. Me too, I had interesting symptoms, whether in my intestine, belly area, intestines, my colons, my stomach, right? But because light, raising the frequency vibration, doing the meditation. Today's Sunday. Please join us for the Sunday meditation, a unity meditation, whether it's with Sandra Walter. I'm sure there are other beautiful YouTube channels. It's all about what resonates with you, and it's all about tuning in and loving yourself unconditionally, right? And choosing forgiveness, choosing compassion, right? Be the compassionate witness, and being grateful and thankful for everything. So many guys, the guys that you're watching, I know I don't have that many, but it's a miracle to either be still alive or witnessing these changes. And as you know, with me, we're turning everything right side up, right? The cosmic cycle is here. We're exiting the Kali Yuga. We are going back into Satya Yoga. That's the age of truth, right? Peace, abundance, unity, Christos Sophia consciousness, bring the Emerald Order, Emerald Covenant here, Cosmic Sovereign Law, like I said. And we are helping those souls, beautiful souls who got lost in the Phantom Matrix because of the military, right? The mind control, satanic ritual abuses. And it's, I'm doing the military, but of course with the children, right? So it has to do also with the, very young generation, children, and so on. Remember, we already, like I know with the Lisa Renee's, her work, grid, doing grid work. I'm helping, assisting with the grid working, and with the new ascension grid, right? Very important to connect to that crystalline grid through your crystalline consciousness, through your beautiful luminous mind, right? That's been deprogrammed or rewired, right? So because we're here holding the light, the container, right, for all these healing transformational process and so on. So remember, there already has been portals, right? The mother arc portal for these beautiful souls who got stuck in those densities, who were so abused and violated, they totally lost the sense of themselves, who they truly are. So there's lots of help, right? The medical team, even the Ashtar command, the high command, the Pleiadians, right? We have the healing tachyon technology, whether from the Pleiades, from Arcturus, right? The Andromeda, this crystal star family, they're hosting this ascension, guys. So ascension is guaranteed. It's just how much work you're putting into it, work into spirituality, reconnecting with your true self, with your true family, your galactic family. Is part of the Galactic Codex, guys, the law of one, right? We have the right for ascension, right for abundance, right to meet our true family, soul family, because of these hybridizations, right? We've been scattered all over the world, and also born to all kinds of families. I knew that those are not my parents. Who are you guys? But I chose it because of ending the cycle of these bloodlines, whether the Nazis, right, the Anunnaki, right, so-called the 13 bloodlines, right, where they're practicing Satanism, Luciferism. But I don't we were in Eastern Europe, with the Russia forever, so I had a totally different upbringing. And like I said, I was contacted by the Ashtar Galactic Command, and so they were kind of training me and just kind of informing me about my mission, my assignment. And like I said, we're turning everything right side up. The tables are turning, or changing of the guards, however you want to call it, or tides are turning, right? Even the moon, right? We're now careful because there are lots of mind controls been happening there as well with the false magnetism. So we have to correct everything from extremely high dimensions. So we're working with anti-particle chakras, right? Those are the volunteer souls. We already came here as ascended. We already came here as a column of light shining bright. Because I was just wondering, what in the world am I doing here? So just our presence here is important, because we're DNA activators, light code carriers. That's why we get so attacked. And like I said, the military, right, the cabal, the black magicians, the three-letter agencies, the DARPA, right, the Anunnaki, they just wanted to badly so get rid of this body. And so but now they need to understand that there is a technology we can overcome the technology of those negative ones, the black hole technology, the gray alien technology, right, with all these implants and inserts and chips and CCP jabs. Guys, what do you think happens when those guys in the military, they join military, when they get this, they belong to the Communist China party, right? And so what do you think that those guys work for, right? It's just kind of letting you know. I cannot talk much about it, but here I'm just trying to expand people's consciousness. Very important, right? We're training in dark arts, right? We're exposing the corruption, especially me in a military, okay? Because the whole training thing, that all needs to be reformed, right? Perestroika, 100%, and it's not easy because I'm dealing with extremely dark forces, lunar forces, with their technology. They have spaceships, spacecraft, right? That's why I understand, like here in the physical plane, it's almost not doable because they have spaceships, spacecraft, highly advanced technologies, right? I'm dealing with Hydra. I'm dealing with those astral organizations in those invisible places, right? So you have to be very strong, Christos avatar, right? Shining the light extremely bright, so only the truth can be exposed. And here people also are mind control. People don't believe, right? Or they would not understand my video. So many people, they just I'm sure they're living their beautiful lives, but only 3 or 4 strands of DNA being activated. Here you have to be in your wholeness, completeness. Those who I have a connection to the solar rishis, right? We represent the Christos, the cosmic Christos consciousness here, and so came here to finally expose this whole darkness and bring everything right side up, do all this correction, right? So we can finally liberate ourselves from that 3D AI matrix and liberate this planet from this frequency fences, from this imprisonment, from this black magic grid, right? From the Nephilim reversal grid, right? From all these reversals and perversions and the whole 5G and this whole kind of military weaponization kind of tactics, the MK Ultra, like I said, the Nazis that actually were infiltrated by those black dragons from the Visa system, right? So we're dealing with the Orion group or Seeker Empire, however you want to call it. So guys, we're multidimensional. Like we have this DNA skin cell technology. So many people think, oh, we're humans, but out there's some kind of UFO and they're separate from us. If you start studying yourself, even your DNA, if you start meditating and so on, you start getting the downloads from your soul, you start recognizing that we all been here lied to, we've been duped, or how you say that, we've all been deceived, right? That all these wars that has been happening, we don't even know. We forgot who we truly are because there was the invasion of the ancient Egypt. So humanity were unplugged from their 12 strands of DNA. Only 2 strands were left for them. So they're the slave workers, for those native aliens, for the elite, right? Again, the elite were also kind of constructed, created by the Dracos, by the Anunnaki, Anunnaki, right, in that 5D, but there was the reversal 5D. So many of these individuals, unfortunately, who are born in those satanic ritual satanic families or Luciferian families, right, as children, all they experience is abuse and violence, and their consciousness already distorted with their distorted DNA. So, and then of course you can see them in pedophilia rings, and of course on that visible world, understand it's horrible what they are doing, what they've done. It's criminal, but understand that so many of them, they're already born in those kind of families. That's all they know. They don't know any better, right? That's why starseeds are born in these kind of elite families, and so many whistleblowers already were out there, but look what happened to them, right? How so many of them were killed. And if you mention something about military or UFOs and what was being happening in those underground military bases, and all their classified information, right? If somebody's declassifying something, they immediately get they're being get rid of. So we're stopping the cycle. Not anymore. I have the project for DARPA. I know there are lots so many of my soul group there who ended up in those terroristic organizations, but those are extremely beautiful, powerful souls, beautiful souls of that Christos lineages, the Melchizedek order, the Solar Christ Michael order. They're actually Christos Templars, right? But under unfortunate the amnesia and under the spell, of those dark black magicians, right? Because they experience, that's the sorcery, black magic sorcery, mind control. They've been raped, and like I said, their DNA, right, damaged. So they enter their brain, right, through the Nazi Neuralink. I mean, first they get this, right, all this training, they get drunk, who knows what else, of course there's desecration of the divine feminine, and so they've been desecrated, hacked, their DNA hacked, right? And then of course there's the infiltration of their aura, and because I am the one who see things on a soul level, archetypal level, right? Ours is like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. How come those guys are in such dark places, right? Their aura is so dark and filthy and dirty. It's like the black goo. They're like in a black box with their black box programming, right? But they're beautiful souls. So I was shocked. I was actually horrified and terrified, right? And so it was shown to me, and as a child I had those abilities. Then you shut them down, right? And then crazy things happening. I didn't even know what the MC was, some kind of Marine, right? I don't come from a military country. We have students on the street overcoming communism, okay? We don't need some guns here. So, and also, like, when I go into my past lives, I remember me as being more like a shogun, a samurai, right? I mean, I love Japan. For that, it's martial art. For that, it's training. For that, it's like also being a yogini, right? You cannot make a dark avatar out of yogi. So hopefully that's some kind of learning experience for the military, especially those who were in those military bases, right? St. Mary's, Georgia, or Jacksonville, Florida, and all these kind of things, right? Laughing at my project, and some kind of girl from Eastern Europe, and yoga in military, and all they want playing sex games, all they want is porn, and sex. It's a game, but I'm just like, but some of them, those guys, they want to love, right? Some of them, they probably became awakened because we represent the Holy Mother. We represent extremely beautiful and like a diamond sun energies, right? So many of those guys, they got activated, right? And they want maybe they want to love, they want a family, they want a relationship, they want a children. And here we go, you have a contract, right, with the military, with DARPA, with those black magicians, with those black sun entities, right? You're involved in those black sun operations. You're with the Nazis. You're involved in horrible crimes, right? And now what? So now what goes around comes around, like the law is now implemented, right? You can study the New Earth jurisdictions on my website, the credo for the New Earth jurisdiction, guys. There's the Galactic Codex, right? Divine intervention, and you see the consequences of your actions and start correcting all that, healing all that, right? So that's why, like I said, the project is extremely important for those who are choosing ascension, who are choosing rehabilitation of the hologram of their DNA, DNA, who are choosing deprogramming, because so many of you guys, you are the Christos avatars, you are the Christos Templars, and you are here to protect the children, you're here to protect the nation, you're here to protect, you know, the entire planet from all these intruders. And so what happened with this infiltration and invasion, right, even of the AI, of those black magicians, sorcerers of third degree, you know, the fallen ones, and so on. So again, the whole entire military, guys, was infiltrated by the negative ones, the fallen angelics, right? And you know, in those higher places, just name the DARPA, right, 3-letter agencies and so on. We're not naming anybody. That's why I understand, like, why, like me, like if I was in Washington DC, or you go to Pentagon and so on, we see energies, we know, you know, who you are, where you are. And that's why, you know, people don't have this kind of experience if you're not a tantric practitioner, if you're a yogi, if you don't have your anti-particle chakras open, right? 12D, right? The 12D, let me see, anti-particles, like you have to be extremely highly advanced in order to, like, oh, I'm sitting next to a black magician. Or everybody's wondering where are the ETs, and we have this, you know, unidentified phenomena happening. They have a space fleet, they have a dark fleet, they're on the moon, they go to Saturn, they go to Mars, they have a galactic sex slave. They're happening. That's in their aura energy field. So that's why, you know, I am encouraging everybody to start working on your energies, on detox, right? Energy hygiene, decalcifying your pineal gland, and so you can start recognizing and seeing who is who. But first you have to heal yourself. And so that's why we're here again, holding the light. I mean, because it's not easy. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed that I had all this money. It cost me hundreds and thousands of dollars. You know, many years, you know, I also went to Sedona for some hiking, you know, red rocks, shamanic work, right? Chanting, guys, everything that what I'm teaching and I'm putting out there, you know, website yanakalai.com, in those documents, right? It's in Word. You know, everything that I've experienced and what helped me on my journey back to self, back to Christ, back to source, Trinity structure, based on mathematics, because my aura has been also filthy, infiltrated, right? I ended up in the electrostatic bodies. My vertical column was broken, right? And I had tears, holes, dark holes in my aura. So then I become their dark avatar, being assassin for them, right? For the Nazis, for the Gestapo, for the fallen angelics, the Anunnaki, the Dracos of the negative faction, right? For DARPA, right? So no thank you, right? And you know, that's why I have the project. And again, what goes around comes around. There are lots of powerful souls there in MC, right? Under MIC, under DARPA, right? Some of them, like I said, they are starseeds, and they also, unfortunately, I guess as babies, they got infiltrated by the Zeta technology. They have a DNA of Zetas, of Dracs, you know, and they're involved in horrible crimes. But look what happened to them. They were horribly treated. They were raped. It's part of their initiation, right? So it's also very important to recognize the energy structure, the energy, what is behind it. Because on that visible world, people see, oh, there's this teenager, right? Or somebody's going to a building and start, you know, killing children, you know, students in that school, not recognizing that that individual was mind controlled, that individual maybe was as a child baby in a foster care, taken by 3-letter agencies and was groomed. What do you think, you know, those who are in those higher places, right? Those are Hyksos, Leviathans, or, you know, and so some of them were actually children from death camps, saw their children, as their parents being killed by Nazi, right? That's already a shock for that child, right? And then, of course, the CIA is taking them and grooming them to become a pedophile, right? And to become black magician and to do all these horrible crimes for those negative aliens, right? The controller groups, we talk about the Black Sun entities, we talk about the Belial group, again, Ascension glossary, you can Google all that. Those who are interested in exopolitics, right? The agenda of those negative aliens, right? And how we're exiting this 3D matrix, because we've been here dumbed down, our consciousness been hijacked, right? And we've been polluted. And remember, we all been genetically modified, whether through food, water, right? You know, chemtrails, What else? And even children, right, we get all these jabs going on, or even for school, or if you need to go to special jobs require that, so many people are even like chipped, right? And for the super soldier, you get all kinds of chips and implants. And I was, I guess, part of that experimentation. You're like the Freemason, the 33rd degree, initiation and all this kind of stuff, because I do have that reversals, right? I do have the DNA, whether of those black magicians, it would be perfect for DARPA, right? All these electronics, skeletonics, robotics and all this kind of stuff. But no, thank you. We're the volunteer soul. So again, even though I'm in this body, right, what you see is not what you see. It's all about frequency vibration. So if somebody is wearing some kind of symbology and something is said, right, it doesn't mean, that what the society is grooming you, that really represents. Very important to read the energies, right? Like, for example, there's this interesting kind of faction like the Galactic Federation. That's why those who want to Google Ascension Glossary, why Lisa Renee is not mentioning Galactic Federation, and she only mentioned the Ashtar Galactic Command. That was the proof in 1977. That was the commander Rillon, right, who interrupted the news that was in England, right, in Britain back then, and start saying that we need to choose the path of peace, and we have to inform our government that above the government, those are those black magicians in that invisible world wreaking havoc, right? And we're just like their puppets, and we're being mind controlled, and we need to stop all that corruption. Okay, so there is now precision not only in words but in the energies. So start working on yourself, doing all this cleansing, clearing, purification. Extremely important, guys, right? Very important. But there's this faction, Galactic Federation of Light, those are the bad guys. Galactic Federation of World, those are the good guys. This is not the way to go. It means you need to understand the quantum manifestation protocol, okay? And it's all about raising the frequency vibration. Words are extremely important, right? But it's like when I say a Draco, there's a positive faction, right? Or when I say a human being, there are some humans with extremely dark agenda. Okay, and again, what is really this is your vessel, right? DNA skin suit technology, right? Soul, on a soul level, what are you? On a monadic level, who are you, right? So again, let's do some recap. So this is the ego 3D matrix. This is where we are. Okay, so we are highly evolved souls, guys. We're coming from extremely high dimension, and look, we've been imprisoned right here, right? And this whole mind control and going to school and religion and eating meat and drinking and smoking and vaping and who knows what else, or watching porn, this is not who we are, right? Virtues, ethics, morals. That's why we need to get above this 3D AI matrix, the false reality computer simulation with all these proxy wars, proxy Israel. So many also beautiful souls, they get born in the elite family and they do Satanism, Luciferianism, but that's not who you truly are. The infiltration also happening in that fourth dimension, right? So let me see, that's your heart chakra. Remember, in military, those Zeta seals, where those guys are implanted, infiltrated, their aura, energy field infiltrated, full of hate. They're hating themselves. So that's why it's very easy to be mind controlled, direct programming. You see also what happening in the Middle East. You can see footages from Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, okay? So there's a lots of proof. This is how we've been all infiltrated, invaded, not only the planet, but our aura, energy field, our senses, our pineal gland, our pituitary gland, right? So our mind, our emotions, they even have a technology to capture your soul, right? So soul connection, consciousness expansion, guys, right? So that was the false timeline, because the black magicians, the DARPA, the military, the elite, they have a false light technology for 5D ascension. Okay, but it's all running reversal. So we even have to go higher with our frequency vibration, being devoted, dedicated to our spiritual practice, to our soul, right? Doing all this cleansing, clearing, purification, very important. So this is the soul matrix. Okay, so some of us, we already had these strands of DNA being activated, being telepathy, bilocation, and all this extrasensory perception and so on, right? So here I talk about the violet flame invocation, guys. guys. When you start doing chanting, positive affirmation, singing, right? This true shamanic kind of work, you know, or dancing around fire and drumming and reciting sacred text, right? And you invoke that flame, right? Or just you wear those kind of colors, let's say, you know, on a physical, right? You want to do as well, or you're eating grapefruit or drinking grapefruit juice, or eating fruits, right? Like eggplant and things like that. All these chakras, the energies, right? That gets activated. So this is the still visible spectrum of frequency, right? So we're dealing with that's the visible world. Okay, so here people want to have proof and all these documents and the names, and people are naming people, not understanding we're multidimensional beings, right? Not only that ego 3D personality, we're on a soul level, but here on that monadic level. And guys, this is your sacred heart. This is your 8th chakra. This is how you get connected to that galactic center. And guess what? That's how we got infiltrated here, this planet, through the Orion constellation, right? The Draco constellation, the Tuban constellation, with those Alpha Draconis wreaking havoc. That's why we need to go even higher with our frequency vibration. Kundalini rising. That's the here Andromeda, right? This is the 9th dimension, guys. This is the occipital law, right? You want to have a crystalline skull. That's why on my project, right, ending that sex misery in MC, right, illumination of your medulla oblongata, very important, right? So your chakras, your energy centers get activated, right? You're expanding your consciousness, you're cleansing, clearing, purification, right? You're embracing your shadow, right? You feel your pain body, right? You have all these healing solutions, right? Tips for healing. You know, I have the Guardian Ascension protocol, guys. That's how we are raising the frequency vibration. And here we go. You become the Christos avatar self. And of course, we are going even higher, the antimatter particles, right? The threefold founder flame. This is how actually the rays of creation, right, coming online, and that's through the platonic solids and so on. You see this visible world. Because of the invisible, you start seeing the visible, right? But there's been so much corruption happening, right? You know, the 8th chakra, the 4th chakra, and here we've been imprisoned, right? That's the imprisoned planet in these 3 chakras. That's why liberate yourself from fear, right? That's your root chakra. From all this sexual misery, that's your 2nd chakra. And from that ego, power over others, right? That's mind control. Where's your claim your power back? Resurrect all your energies. Command your space, right? So you can liberate yourself from that 3D matrix and start expanding your consciousness. Start having communion with your soul. That's the 5D protocol from Telos. Soul connection, consciousness expansion, right? And when you start doing bija, right? Let's do so the 1st chakra was the lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, and of course we just have om, right? And your entire, you know, physical body, your aura, your energy field gets activated, reverberated. You're activating your DNA, right? From carbon-based DNA, we're going into Christos, Cristalla DNA. This is the divine architecture. That's the divine, or that's the original divine blueprint of how the humanity was designed, right? With this beautiful cosmic tree of life, this beautiful architecture. And look what was done to us. Look what was, and especially in the military, right? We've been invaded, infiltrated, the alien gray technology, right? The sacred chakra hijack. That's what your thymus area. I talk about self-love, and that's the energy medicine, right? With energy psychology and so on. Tapping K27, right? Breath work, very important. Start activating here this area, right? And start loving yourself, activating your sacred heart, right? Yahshua, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. That's the portal to those higher dimensions. That's why you got infiltrated, so those dark ones can wreak havoc, and they need us as batteries. And so many star seeds are there in a military under MIC or DARPA, right? And that's why all this horrible criminal activity is happening, because they've been infiltrated, their aura energy been infiltrated. Of course, they cut us from source, right? Look what they, like I already showed you, those guys in the military, right? Finding themselves electrostatic bodies in black goo. There are portals for those dark entities. they're actually carrying out agenda of those dark ones. But there are so many of them. There are beautiful souls of those Christos Essene lineages, rose lineages. Some of them are even Nazi. Some of them, we have draconian DNA. We're reptilian. Some of them are even like Zetas and so on. So all about energy. And look how this is the reversal, guys. We've been here upside down. Instead of going forward, we've been going in reverse. That's the downward spiral, and they're using red wave frequency, the black cube technology, red wave technology, right, and so on. And instead of for the future expanding our consciousness, they're damaging our DNA, right, and we are descending, right, into just total devastation, self-destruction, right, self-killing, right, the black box. Okay, so and they're using highly advanced technology. So again, that's all going to divine justice. Let me see if I showed you how they had all these military bases, right? Like the Earth. When I talk about the Earth, like they had also black cube technology right there, but now we have the crystalline core. How it's very important to connect to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, right? 3D is the Earth. 5D, that was the Tara. So we're healing, or we're kind of liberating the souls from that 5D, the 5-star humans, right? That unfortunately the military, they got all reversed, with the Illuminati, with the Cabal, right? Working for the Cabal, terroristic organization, for the mafia, right? And the 7D, that's the Gaia, guys, with all these Azurites and, all these beautiful like the Oraphim races, right? So there's a huge big history behind all that, so we need to resurrect. But because the negative ones, they infiltrated, right, the solar system, look what they've done. So this is the sun, right? The dodecahedron, right? Very important, resurrecting all these 5 platonic solids. And I'm dealing with space, the dodecahedron. So that needs to be resurrected, become the Christos diamond avatar, right? Activating your DNA, right? Your crystalline DNA. Look what they've done. Oh, the moon, right? That's extremely dark energies there. They're underground bases, and they were doing all kinds of mind control, even the weather cataclysm, right, coming from the manipulation from the moon and so on. And then of course we had the red cube technology, that is to what is it, the Saturn, the Mars. So here's the Mars, Saturn, and even we had the Pluto infiltration, right? Because like I said, when the the Tara exploded, we have those 12 planets that start forming here. Okay, scientists, I think they just recognize 8 or 9, or I don't know. But like I said, those native ones we're dealing with, that they infiltrated the entire solar system, this galaxy. They have a planet, they have a technology, they can even move the orbit of those planets. That's why the Galactics, the star seeds, or the grid workers, the gatekeepers, we're here and correcting all these things in this invisible plane of existence, because we are anti-particle chakras. We already came with anti-particle chakras being activated, right? And so bringing these energies slowly and surely in this visible world, for people who are ready, or who are choosing ascension, who are choosing love, who are choosing peace, who are choosing unity, who are start remembering who they truly are, right? Because we are the ETs and they are them. They're our family, even in the inner earth. Tell us, right? At Mount Shasta, California, guys. There are beautiful portals in Australia. I also connect with Lake Titicaca is Peru or Bolivia, right? And of course we have these beautiful, powerful portals in the Middle East, Iran, Iraq gate, right? That was the 10th dimension. And Giza, Egypt, right? That's your 4th dimension. That's your heart chakra. That was the last kind of initiation for Yahshua. He went to Egypt for his initiation, and where he ascended. So this whole crucifixion, right, with all this crucifixion implants, guys, and the whole kind of Bible story, there's so much infiltration from the Anunnaki, from those negative aliens, guys. So that's why the cleansing, clearing, purification extremely important. Okay, so you start remembering who you truly are, and just kind of wake up from this matrix, from all these draconian measurements, paying bills and taxes, right? And all these mortgages, and I'm so happy there's so many people actually they're enjoying their lives, but like for me, the work that we do, if one child is suffering or one human is suffering, we are all suffering, right? So there has to be 100 liberation, 100 integrity, like 100% and integrity. We cannot just oh, now we're happy, look at us, and we have this beautiful home and house and palace and swimming pool, and we're doing so well and so on. So now here we're living simply and we're of service, right? And especially also like the warrior monks and those spiritual warriors and so on. We live simple life, but we're here for Christ, for God, and we're doing all these corrections, right? It's from extremely high places, right? And we're installing here the Galactic Codex with divine intervention, the cosmic sovereign law, the natural laws, right? The universal laws. You can read all that. That's the New Earth Jurisdiction, or my project. And anyway, so here I'm just kind of showing you again. So here's the ascension timelines, right? And this here we're in this matrix, the descension kind of spiral. Okay, so here's the particle chakras, anti-particle chakras. So making sure, right, we're aligning with those Christos Estin lineages, right, our true galactic parents, or the true ancestors. Okay. And now it's the Andromeda, of course, the crystal star family. And there was, Akhenaten, Solar Christ, Solar Christ, Archangel Michael. There was Yahshua, right? And Nefertiti, or let me see, that was Hatshepsut and King Arthur. So for those Christos Templars, right? The Essene lineages, those are the warriors, guys. We are resurrecting the hologram of King Arthur of Avalon, right? And Divine Justice, that was the Excalibur sword. And of course, the blue flame sword of Solar Christ, Archangel Michael. So yes, this is how we are rolling here. And so I hope you guys, again, I am here to inspire you, empower you. I know I was supposed to talk about the project, but I just kind of was giving you like a brief overview, right? And just kind of diagrams, just to kind of stabilize these energies, see things also, because I'm also very visible. I want to see things, but everything I've been showing you is, Lisa Renee, Ascension glossary, or on her website, energetic synthesis, and so on. I just wanted to show you this. I come from this country, okay, even though I was born in Czechoslovakia. So do you see the similarities, like even the colors and everything? So I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to show you this. But anyway, we all come from source. I mean, those who have a soul, right? Because we know, because of the cloning, and we are dealing with clones and drones, and there's a transference of consciousness. But remember, we all come from God, from source, right? And so we're returning the ascension cycle, right? Some of us are returning back to source through our with our physical vessel, some of us without the physical vessel. So it's just very important, right? Watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, loving ourselves unconditionally, taking care of ourselves. The forgiveness is the key, right? Living in peace, harmony, unity, like I said, Christosophia consciousness, which is the divine masculine, right? Those energies are within us, the divine masculine merging with the divine feminine. And so the new earth, or the child, can be reborn, because we've been here so oppressed, depressed, dumbed down, right? We've been attacked, and our consciousness hijacked. We've been living in all these reversals and just working hard, and all this stress and all these diseases. Guys, this is not how we were designed, okay? So we have a crystal generators, right, in the inner earth, but unfortunately, the cataclysm, there was the Atlantis. That was, again, the misuse, abuse of highly advanced technologies. We cannot allow this anymore. So that's why slowly and surely, right, we are learning our lessons. We are resurrecting our consciousness, remembering who we truly are. We're doing the inner work, the energy work, the shadow work. Very important. Don't be afraid of it, right? Write things down. PTSD Time to Heal. Look what Kathy O'Brien, she did. What happened to her, right? She was a sex slave in White House on that Pentagon level, and she was able to heal. And now she is spreading the message, how to heal from mind control, how to be free, and how to live a happy life. So I'll talk to you next time. Many blessings and namaste. Have a beautiful day, evening, afternoon, and really love yourself, and much love. Bye-bye.